should pay on a date when you go out? That's a question that I get a lot from my sister girls, and that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm answering your questions this week. Welcome back to Church Girls Want to Get Married too. My name is Janice Hylton Thompson, and hopefully you've seen our two other questions about why guys ghost us after we have sex with them. Should Christians be open to dating online? And today's question is about who should pay on the dates. Okay, so the question is coming from off of my Facebook page, and it says, "Who should pay on the date? Some men are hesitant to date due to expenses, but how do you manage this? Or some of them want their money's worth after spending it if you two don't make it in a relationship." Now, this question has to do about gathering data. Remember what we say dating is. Dating is all about gathering data so that you can make an informed decision. Dating is also the process of elimination. So if you desire a man that will pay on a date, you gather that data. And if he's a guy that wants you to pay on a date, then guess what? You two are not even on the same page. You need to just pass him up and go on. Don't try to convince him to pay because he's going to be resentful about paying. So the best thing to do is to possibly meet someone, gather the data to find out how he feels about paying on dates, if he wants you to pay, if he wants you to go 50-50, pay the tip, or so on and so forth. Now, I mean, I think it's ridiculous for a man to ask me out and then expect for me to pay. Oh, honey, I don't date those types of men. I only dated men or continued to date men who they ask me out, then they will pay. And that's why you don't ask guys out, girls, because they're going to expect you to pay. Okay? Don't do it. So it says, who should pay on a date? He should pay. Because the man, remember, the responsibility between men and women are different. A man is a provider and a protector and a professor of his love to you. So this is the dating, gathering data stage where he is showing you what he can do. He's showing you how he can make your life better and not bitter. Okay. And it says some men are hesitant to date due to the expenses. That's their problem. If a man is hesitant to date because it's too expensive, then guess what? He don't need to be dating. He needs to stay home with his mother because if it's too expensive for him to date, he don't need to date. Okay. And then also, dates don't have to cost $500 and $600. There are lots, especially now that it's warm, summer. Oh my God, there's lots of cute little things you can do for reasonable prices. You can go to the museum. We have music in the park here in New Jersey in the summer every Thursday. That's a nice little date. I'm open to coffee dates. I know some people's against coffee date, but I'm open to coffee dates. I went on a few coffee dates, drink dates. I didn't drink, but I had cranberry juice. So dates don't have to be expensive. But if it's too expensive for him to date, then guess what, ladies? He does not need to date. And this is when a lot of people, women come in, oh, I'll pay for, you don't have to pay for, oh, I'll pay for, being all desperate. And thirsty, I have my water. I drank almost all the water because thirsty, honey, thirsty sister, don't be thirsty. Okay, if it's too expensive for him to date, that's his problem. Why are you concerned that it is too expensive for him to date? No, it is too expensive for him to date you because if he met his favorite superstar, whoever she may be, I bet you won't be too expensive for him to take her out on a date. I bet you won't be. That's why you have to think about it. It just means that he doesn't care about you, he doesn't value you, and he doesn't want to spend his money on you. And that's okay. It is his money. He has a right to choose who he wants to spend his money on. If he don't want to spend his money on you, that's okay. If he thinks it's too expensive to take you out, that's okay. It just means he doesn't value you. All of these things, my sisters, are data collecting. Listen to him when he speaks. Listen to him what he said. Man, I don't want to eat. I have a story like that in my book. I might read that for you guys. Maybe tomorrow. Okay, about the guy who didn't want to spend any money. He was hungry, but he didn't want to spend any money eating or on food. hmm Girl, guess what I did? That was the last time I spoke to him. That I didn't talk to him no more. Okay, but how do you manage this? How do you manage this is data collecting. You have to make sure your values are aligned. Now, there are some guys who, like my husband, okay, when my husband and I started dating, uh, his birthday was coming up, and I found this cute little restaurant. It was a new restaurant that he's never been to because my husband, he was in the restaurant business, so he knew all the restaurants in Newark and all the hole in the wall restaurants and all the cute little restaurants. This one was brand new opening, and he didn't know about it. And I was asking the other ladies and other guys, hey, any new restaurants where you think I should take him for his birthday? Took him for his birthday. It was so romantic. Matter of fact, I'm thinking I want him to take me there again. Um, and so I said I was taking him out for his birthday because it was his birthday. So we went. It was just so romantic. It wasn't a lot of people there. It was like on a work night. There wasn't a lot of people. There was upstairs and downstairs. Upstairs they had like the party going on, and downstairs was like the restaurant part. And they sat us all the way in the back, and it was just so romantic. And so when the check came, I went to pull out my wallet. I went to pull out my wallet. It wasn't this. I went to pull out my wallet, and he turned red. Now my husband is like yellow. His complexion is really, really yellow. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, he turned red and his eyes are like, and he's trying to hurry and swallow his food. He said, no, 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 no. You don't have to do that. I appreciate that, but you don't have to do that. And as long as you are in my presence, you never have to take your wallet out. Girls, woo! I I was like, I'm gonna marry him. I'm gonna marry him. Okay. Of course, I was treating him because it was his birthday. So guess what I've done in 6 years of marriage? I've never pulled my wallet out unless he need like a couple of extra dollars for the tip or you have change or something like that. No, some men will be turned off by you paying. If a man, I've heard of some women, they're so happy and excited to go out with a guy, and they got up and asked the waiter for the bill and paid the bill, and that totally turned the guy off because to him you're taking away his ability to be to provide for you and to protect you and so on and so forth. Some guys don't like that. We might think it's cute, but some guys don't like that. And that's where the data gathering comes into part. You need to know before you go out with this man, you don't need to be sitting at the table trembling in your heels. I wonder if he's going to ask me to pay or leave your wallet at home. Don't do that because he might ask you to pay. No, you need to know and gather this data, get this information before you go out with him. Because if he's a 50-50 man, then you need to decide does that align with your values? See, I don't do 50-50. I don't do 75-25. I don't pay on dates at all. If I ever went out with a guy when I was dating, he asked me to pay, that was it. That was it. Because those are my values, and I wanted a man that paid for dates. I don't pay for dates. Okay. And it says some of them want their money's worth after spending it if you don't make it in a relationship. What does that mean? He wants you to come home and sleep with him. So if you go out with a guy and he wants you to go out and sleep with him, first of all, run, jump in your car. That's why I don't let him pick you up. You don't know him. You don't know the strange man. Meet him there. Okay, don't get in his car. Get in your car and run. And if he's harassing you, then you need to drive to a police station or call 911. If he's trying to do what? Trying to have you to sleep with him because he paid for a date? Are you kidding me? How crazy is that? How crazy is some men thinking that because they bought you a plate of food for 19.99, then you need to sleep with them afterwards. Data gather, ladies. We need to gather the data. We need to know if this is what they are expecting. If he think because after you go out with him and bought him a plate of he bought you a plate of food, you're supposed to come sleep with him. You need to know this before you go out with him. Again, data gathering. Gather the data before you go out with him. Okay, you need to know what's going to happen. That's why I don't meet a guy and immediately go out with him the next day. I need to talk to him first because I got so good in dating, gathering data, that I could meet a guy and talk to him for 2 minutes and I knew if I wanted to go out with him again. That's how it was with my husband. I was like, oh my God, I would love to go out with this man again and talk with him all alone because it was a few of us at the table when we met, but I was like, oh, I would just love to sit across the table from him and talk with him. He's brilliant. My husband is a brilliant guy, and I love smart men. And I knew I wanted to talk to him again because of what he was saying and things he was saying, and I was interested in. I wanted more information. So, ladies, gather the data. You don't need to go out with a guy and you don't know if he's going to pay. Don't make the assumption that he's going to pay. This is another mistake we make. We assume because he's a guy, because he asked you out, that he's going to pay. Yes, that is our values. That's what we want. But how do you know that's what he thinks? Because these days, 2019, 2020, a lot of men don't want to pay. They're thinking, oh, you making money like I'm making money. You need to pay 50%. So you need to get this information before you go out. You need to know. Or is he gonna pay? Does he want you to pay the tip or whatever before you go out with him? You don't want to go out with somebody and you don't know what is expected of you. Okay, you don't know if he's gonna pay or he's gonna say, "Oh, I forgot my wallet." And that's another thing. Do not fall for the guys who pick you up and say, "Oh, I forgot my wallet. I need to swing back by my house." You want to come in? Trap. Can you say trap, 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 trap? Nope, I'll wait right out here in the car for you. You don't want to come in? Nope. Run in and get your wallet and come back. But that's another reason why I do not when I was dating, I did not let guys pick me up from my house. Even my husband today. When we were dating, I met him. We went to Applebee's a lot because it was 5 minutes from my house. I met him there. It was months before he picked me up from my house. Months. Mm-mm. I don't want you to know where I live. Of course, these days you could just Google it. But mm-mm. Nope. I'll meet you at Applebee's around the corner from my house. Okay, girls. So you need to know before you go out who's gonna pay. Don't sit there and then he say, "Well, you give me your 50," and you're like your mouth hitting the floor because you assume he's supposed to pay. Don't assume. Okay, you need to know. All right, gotta go. Make sure you subscribe. Please share. Tell a friend. And share on all your social media, Twitter, Instagram, as many places as you can share. Word of mouth is the best advertisement. I love you. I appreciate you. And we're going to be getting married. Church girls want to get married. Yes. Love you. Gotta go, God. Gotta go. Gotta go.